So hi again, welcome. It's time for us to start with our two blessings. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, haoneh be'etz sarah. Praise you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who answers us in our time of crisis. Hayom meh u'shnei esrim yomim laseger. Today is the 112th day in our isolation. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Praise you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who commands us to busy ourselves with the study of Torah. Now, this week's Parshat Pinchas, in addition to telling the story of Pinchas and his zealotry, has within it the maftir readings, the Torah readings, for all the different holidays. There's a whole list at the end of this week's Parsha that has in it all the different special sacrifices that were done on all the different holidays. So therefore, when we have a holiday and we have a Torah reading for that holiday, the maftir, the portion from the second Torah, is always this section from these last two chapters in Parshat Pinchas that talk about the special sacrifices for these special days. And by the way, it also includes the sacrifices for every day. There were two sacrifices that were done every single day, morning and afternoon, and then it layers on top of them all of the other sacrifices that need to be done. Now remember, as far as the Torah is concerned, there is no Torah to teach the people. They don't have a written Torah they're going to be teaching the people. They don't have prayers. There's no Siddur when the Torah is being written. They don't have a Kiddush that they're supposed to recite. These sacrifices mark how each day is supposed to be different from the other days. There are the regular days, and on the special days, how we're supposed to approach God, how we're supposed to see ourselves in opposite God on these special holidays. Each day is special, and therefore it layers one on top of the other special sacrifices in order of special days, sacred days. Now, the first of these special days, of course, once we get past the daily sacrifice, is, of course, Shabbat. Now, Shabbat is the most unusual of all the holidays. Most holidays are on the calendar, and the calendar is established as a lunar calendar, and and we look to the phases of the moon. Pesach and Sukkot happen at the full moon. Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Chodesh happen at the new moon. Yom Kippur at the quarter moon. These are all, and Hanukkah at the dark of the moon, as we start with a few lights, and the moon gets brighter as the holiday progresses. So it's all lunar. Shabbat is not lunar. Shabbat is a solar holiday. Every 7 sunsets, and you get the beginning of Shabbat. And in fact, none of the other days of the week have names. There's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, all counting from the last Shabbat, counting toward a 7th day, which is the only day with a name as Shabbat. There is no day 7, there is only Shabbat. Now, my friends, the Leibowitzes, in their book on Time for My Soul, they mention a rather curious thing about Shabbat. Most days, when we greet people, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and that's how we sort of describe the passage of time. But we don't do that on Shabbat. On Shabbat, we say, Good Shabbos, or Shabbat Shalom. But no mention of the passing of time. No mention of morning, afternoon, evening, none at all. Only Shabbat Shalom. Now, this is based on the fact, a curiosity found in the Torah itself, that during the days of creation, each day of creation ends by saying it was evening and it was morning a first day. It was evening and morning a second day. It was evening and morning a 5th day. Evening and morning a 6th day. But when it gets to the 7th day, when it gets to Shabbat, it says something entirely different. It says on the 7th day, God finished God's work. And God rested on the 7th day from all of this work of creation that God had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it as a special day of the week, and made it holy. It doesn't say, and it was evening and it was morning a 7th day, or evening it was morning a Shabbat. Doesn't say it at all. So therefore, when we look at Shabbat, we don't look at it as an evening and a morning. We look at it as 25 hours of a constant day. That Shabbat has no darkness, has no evil, has no shadows. There's no fear, there is no pain that is part of the observance of Shabbat. Rather, on Shabbat, we get only light and blessings, we get joy and we get peace, we get family togetherness, and most of all, we get rest. And that's what marks it as a reason why it has its own special sacrifices. And it's a day that is only day. And it's enough to only say Shabbat Shalom.